Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Rockwood number 590-613. This is a roller latch with a, with a strike is what it is. They call it a cast strike because it's cast brass. All of the finished material on this is made of brass. The 590 is representative of the type of roller latch this is. This is a very typical sort of commercial design. And the 590 from Rockwood represents this roller latch, something that you're going to use in full-size, solid core 1 3/4 wood doors that you'll use in commercial applications, residential applications as well. This would be considered heavy duty though for residential, so keep that in mind. The strike is the full lip strike, you could almost call it. And it is 2 1/4 tall. 613 means two things. It means that it is in an oil-rubbed bronze finish, and it means that the base material is brass. It can be bronze or brass. It's made of brass in this instance. Okay, that's the strike. Now, where do you use this? Again, commercial applications. A lot of people like this because it's heavy duty, and it is something that is tailorable to your conditions. You can tighten those 2 screws there that you see via the spring mechanism down here where it's threaded to draw this bar up to throw that projection of the roller latch out. These springs are certainly stiffer than this spring here, and as you tighten those bolts, it will draw this plate in and give you a greater projection, effectively making it look, well, not like that because those screws would be flush, but that roller latch would be sticking out further, okay, allowing a greater amount of tension to set, or helping you account for maybe a larger than standard gap between the door and frame. Now I want to say immediately, I can't wait to say it, I'm partial to Rockwood on pieces of hardware of theirs like this. The reason I am partial to them is, well, I'm a fan of their fit and finish. That is true. It looks very well made. But what I like about Rockwood is, and it's all but imperceptible on the camera, there's a slight bevel to the edge of the plate. And what that means is when you machine this and you make it a 32nd tighter than it would otherwise be, and you get this piece of hardware pressed into the edge of the wood door, it is so hairline tight that it looks, the finished product looks so professional. Something that, well-made trim and auxiliary hardware will end up looking like, and it's because of that relief, that bevel that's on the edge there. It's all but imperceptible, but it's there. Anyway, that's why I'm partial to this piece of hardware from Rockwood. Now, there's a link below this video to both the tech sheet, which is a dimensional drawing, but before we get to that, which will require more discussion than otherwise, there's a link to a product brochure, and it will show the Rockwood 590 along with Rockwood's sister products to this item. And really what you're seeing on that page for the most part, the first 4 strike roller latches, they're all the same body. The strikes just change depending on the application. You might have a wood frame for a full lip strike like this, that's 2 1/4, or the T strike. You can get that as well. The 4 7/8 ANSI strike if you had a hollow metal frame. Or the double acting strike that you might have if you had a pair of center hung doors hung on center hung pivots. You might have it that way as well. The part numbers change, and really all that's changing is just the strike. Down below that is a very common, at the very bottom of the page, the 594. That's an incredibly common roller latch in similar instances, and that one, the 594, is very popular because of that 2 1/4 by 1 1/8 faceplate. That means it's going to go right into the edge of a stock hollow metal door or a stock wood door that's been prepped for the edge of a cylindrical lock, a 161 lock. Not that you would put a 161 in it and then use a 594, although you could if you had full dummy trim, but you would do the same edge prep. Then, of course, you've got the 593, which is the angle style, and that would be appropriate for, again, a pair of doors that maybe were hung on center hung pivots, but were single acting and you needed to have some means by which to dead stop the doors, and that roller latch will play double duty in that application. If you were installing them in pairs, otherwise, one roller latch per door is the bottom line, is what you'd end up doing. Now, the tech sheet. The tech sheet gives all of the important dimensional properties of the 590 roller latch. Let's go over that now. You can see the height of the body is 3 3/8. Okay, and the width of the body is 1 inch. That's your mortise, is what they're calling it out. You're going to have a depth of the mortise at 1 3/4 inches. That would give you plenty of room as well to allow for any sort of. It'd give you plenty of room, is the bottom line. That screw's not going to change. Okay. Now the 590 features the full lip strike. Again, that's 2 1/4 tall. Now the width on strikes. Some people will want to know the overall width, certainly, 1 5/8, but it's really from the center line of the screw holes how strikes are measured, about 1 3/16. And then on that tech sheet, you will also see the references to the other strikes and how the part number of the roller latch changes as those strikes change. Before installing this, meaning before mortising for this, and by the way, my suggested tool for doing this would be simply a router. I would have a template, and a router would do all that work, because you get such an excellent sort of finish to the prepping, and then you would just square those corners out. Before you route that, you might want to audit the rest of the doors that are in the space to make sure that the height that you're attaching this to is going to be commensurate with where you would attach dummy trim or whatever you're using, so that that line of sight, let's say you had a 50-foot long hallway and you had 5 doors on either side, you don't want to have your roller latch at an odd height. You want that all to look like it belonged together. I am, again, partial to Rockwood, not only for this piece of hardware, but I always enjoy seeing their fit and finish. It's always very good on practically everything that I see from Rockwood. They are a comprehensive manufacturer of all things trim and auxiliary hardware related, not only roller latches, but door stops and kick plates. They have a comprehensive offering of architectural door pulls under their RM series. Door pulls that you'll see on the outside of banks, large, solid stainless, leather-wrapped, wood-wrapped sort of pulls. There's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up the product catalog and review not only the main core list of Rockwood products, but the RM series of pulls as well. Any questions on the Rockwood 590, which is available in all of the common finishes, your brasses, your bronze, your chromes, oil rubbed obviously, nickels, or any other, and specials too, they'll do special finishes, or any other Rockwood product, please feel free to reach out to us.